Morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is Monday, so we're doing our regular Monday chores, bringing close-up cows into the pack barn for ones that are close to calving. But last night we got a little bit of rain, almost nothing here at the farm, about 1 millimeter, but one of our further south fields got about 8 millimeters of rain, one of our pea fields, so we're super lucky with that. We were not supposed to get anything yesterday, so we're gonna take everything and you know, we'll just take it as extra, take it as a bonus. But this morning is super foggy for some reason. Yeah, kind of cool. It's warm, it looks cold, but it's super warm. It's kind of funny. Maybe we'll get some more showers this afternoon, this evening. Would be nice. They're small, but they definitely will add up if we keep getting them. Anyway, I'm gonna set up the gates here, get everything ready to put some cows through. We like to process our close-up cows in our outside handling chute in the summertime. It's nice and warm, obviously. Can't do it in the wintertime, but it's just a lot easier to process them in this facility versus the one that we have in the barn that we got to use in the wintertime. Bred heifer pen is where we always start. We got 2 of those, and then we got 2 dry cow pens behind these. And we got to pull the cows out of there as well. But this one, it's just a matter of looking at udders, picking out the ones that are growing, and then we'll process those, bring them into the barn. We know which cows are due in the other 2 corrals. They have a due date because we know when they were bred and when they're gonna have their calf. Yeah. Got all of our ladies in the tub. About to run them through. Yep. Come on. Yep. We finished our Monday morning chores. Now we're gonna switch the Swather header. We have a haybind header. This is our draper header. So we'll get those swapped out. We got some hobby hay to make for the goats and the horses. That's not hobby hay anymore. We got some grass hay that we do every summer, just a few acres, I'd say probably about 50. So we're gonna get that cut, and we need the other header on there that has the crimper rollers. So drop this thing off. We are gonna be using it again at the end of this week to cut some rye, I believe, that we're gonna be silaging. So just gonna drop it off, switch the headers, cut that hay, get this thing back on. So that's the grass field we're looking to cut. It's literally right off of the yard, and it is looking super tall. The reason that stuff grows so good every year is because Dad puts fertilizer on it every spring, and that just makes it go for the sky. Well, that was more of a struggle than it usually is, but that's usually because we do something wrong. First time of the year I'm doing this, so I'll give myself a break. Now we just got a ton of hydraulic hoses and wires and all that kind of fun stuff to get hooked up. So we tested it out just for one strip, about 50 meters or so. The grass here is pretty heavy. looking good. And I think we cut a little bit too low here, but that's fine. We'll adjust that as we're cutting the rest of the field. Laid a pretty nice swath. We might throw this out a little bit wider. Obviously, the wider you throw it, the wider you make that swath, the quicker it's gonna dry out. And yeah, for the rest, I think it looks awesome. It's the next day, and I'm trying to park our liquid manure tank. Still hooked up to the MX285. We're gonna be chopping rye this Friday, most likely. So we gotta get this thing dropped off, take the duals off the MX285, and get it back hooked up to the JF stall. And so we're trying to park this thing, but yesterday, unfortunately, I put the draper header of the Swather right where I usually park this tank. And the draper header is just too wide. There's no room beside it, so we're gonna park it a little further down the line up here. And I figured, you know what, instead of crushing all this nice grass that we're gonna hay here anyways pretty quick, I'll drop this square here, and then we won't trample any of the grass, and none of it will go to waste. We've gotta make sure we get those horses and goats enough grass this winter, so just gonna drop this small square here, and that'll save on some grass. You can see I drove through it here, and it just kills it, tramples it all. Goes to waste pretty quick like that, especially with the duals and all the tires on the tank. Well, I guess I have to climb the grain leg because that's too perfect. We'll put the GoPro up there, look down at this square. Should be a cool video. Well, we got this patch of grass dropped, and we definitely had some struggles with where we drove into the grass before to grab and park implements over here. So definitely gotta try and avoid that as much as possible, but I think it's good that we cut it before. We're gonna drive over it now, parking the tank right there. We're just in one of our rye fields this morning. We have 2 quarters of rye. This is what we call Forbes, and the other one is Brooks over there. So there's 160 acres here of rye, and we're trying to time when we're gonna chop it. We're thinking Friday, so we're just seeing how dry it's getting. Some of this field actually looks really good. We didn't spray this field for weeds. We figured, you know what, we're just gonna end up chopping it. So all the forage we can get in here, the better. Look at this little bird nest is in there. That's cool. Good thing the babies are out of there because it's going to get chopped on Friday. But yeah, so we're just going to come in here, swath it, and get this chopped up. Should ton out pretty good, actually. Where we're standing especially, there's some barley regrowth in here. A lot of lamb's quarters, some kochia, a couple other weeds. And the other quarter we plan on combining still because that's a lot cleaner and the rye looks a lot better there. Well, I guess that walk was worthwhile. Pulled all this crap out of the field. There used to be an old yard site there, so that's where that's from, I guess. Just going along with Miriam here. We're opening up the grass field. She's getting started. we got a total of 50 acres that we got to drop. Our plan with this is to small square bale the least amount of bales as possible, which is probably going to be about 800 or so. We just want to fill up a couple stacks in our square bale shed, and then we're going to round bale the rest. So this, we used to feed a little bit of grass hay to our calves, but we don't do that anymore. So now the grass is all going to go to my sister's goats and the horses that we have on the yard as well. So yeah, that's why we make the hay now, but it's always fun to do a little bit of hay. We mostly just do silage for the dairy. Just about ready to go home. Miriam called me. She said something maybe broke on the Swather. She was driving home, so she said she smelled some burning stuff. Never a good sign. There she is. What did you do?
I was just driving home. That's what I was thinking.
Can you start it again? Well, that's it. This, I guess the bearing broke for the main fan drive there, and it's just going crazy in the rad there. And the fan, like, it looks like the fan bearing or something for the main rad, it's just going crazy, like bouncing all over the place. Yeah, it's bent, or the bearing's broken or something. Like, it's the, you can see the fan blades are chewed up, and it just goes crazy when you turn it on. Is there a way we can stop that from spinning and drive it to a drive-in, or? So I just called mechanic Brent and asked him what we should do, and he says we can take the belt off of the fan drive there. We just need a 1/2-inch drive wrench, and then we can stick it in there, detension this belt to take it off, and then we can limp it to a drive-in where we can park it so he can look at it tomorrow. Look at how loose that assembly is there. No good. Okay. Leave it there until tomorrow. Brent's gonna have a look at it, fix it right up.
Well, at least I cut everything.
Yeah, you got it cutting. It's actually a good thing it happened now instead of when we were trying to silage, eh?
Yeah. True. I don't know what happened.
It just wore out.
Yeah.
Bearing gave out or whatever.
Take over from Neline one time.